we understand the defense to be asking you to arrest the ruling.
No.
If not, then we proceed with the ruling, then they can make the application.
Yes, if
the only way to stop the ruling would be to arrest it.
Is the IPOA meddling in the investigation into Albert Ojwang's death? If you ask the defense team representing Samson Taalam, the officer currently in custody over the killing, they believe something deeply unsettling is unfolding. Led by seasoned lawyer Cliff Ombeta, the defense claims they have evidence suggesting serious irregularities. According to Ombeta, since IPOA took possession of Taalam's phone during his arrest, bizarre developments have followed. Multiple individuals linked to Taalam have reportedly received suspicious text messages from that very phone, which remains in IPOA's custody.
Other than the investigator and the owner of the phone, none has access to the operation of that phone.
Ombeta himself says he has received a message from the number, with the sender posing as Taalam and begging for financial assistance to fund his legal defense. He claims others were also contacted. Some asked 85,000 Kenyan shillings, others 45,000 Kenyan shillings, all supposedly from Taalam, despite the fact that the officer has no access to his phone or communication tools from behind bars.
919880 has been sending messages soliciting for money. Among the victims is Mr. Cliff Ombeta, who has been asked for 80,000 shillings.
Appearing in court during a hearing on Taalam's bail application, Ombeta said he had formally reported the matter to police. He is now demanding that IPOA's lead investigator, Jibril, be summoned to court to account for who is using the confiscated phone to impersonate his client and solicit money from unsuspecting citizens.
Us who are here, the phone is engaged in looking for money and fundraising that the OCS is in a problem that he requires money, people to fundraise for him. This is a serious issue that if the commissioners of IPOA who are in custody of the handset and the password have allowed that phone and that contact for citizens to be swindled, it is so serious, and we shall be seeking that the custodian of those funds, those are the commissioners of IPOA, be summoned to this court to explain how the phone in their custody can be used to defraud Kenyans. You know, remember, it was a spirited fight to get the access. And we said we have no problem. IPOA is a constitutional office. But definitely, that is where we are saying, if the state is disputing, we want the commissioners to be present before this court to explain that grievous anomaly. You know, with that, I will allow my other colleagues to proceed. I have another matter before Machakos High Court at 4:30, so that I go and attend. Okay. I be allowed to be discharged.
Okay,
but my able team is able to prosecute that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You want to buttress on that? Our client reported to Langata Police Station.
Yes.
By OB dated 18th of June 2025. Whereby he reported all those issues.
Yes, sir.
And what we pray, Your Honor, apart from the summons, is expedited investigations so as to protect the integrity of the investigation, because it goes into the root of all this process. If that phone, gadget, and everything is infiltrated, Your Honor, the integrity of investigations will be jeopardized. And as such, Your Honor, pursuant to that OB and that report, we pray that the investigations be expedited, the investigating officer be summoned to explain, and also on top of those commissioners, Your Honor. We so pray.
Your Honor, from my side,
Yes.
probably be a witness in this matter at the end of the day, in case we arrest.
Oh, you received a message also?
Yes, I'm the one who received it
Okay.
actually also, and others have sent it.
Okay.
But one was to me at about 9 p.m. in the night.
Okay.
Probably I might be a witness eventually if we arrest these four people, but then for the moment, just like everybody is stepping aside, if the people can step aside until we sort out this issue. And it's serious.
Just before Witi, my colleague also mentioned the aspect of the integrity of that gadget. That gadget is a subject of investigations by IPOA. The moment they are able to use that gadget for other purposes, we don't know what they are doing with it. That may result in an outcome that none of us is in control.
Indeed.
And even the court, whatever the outcome of that investigation, nobody can assure us of the integrity.
So, Your Honor, perhaps the investigating officer should be summoned as well, come and give an undertaking that the integrity of the whole process
Indeed.
will not only be done to prejudice the victim, but to ensure the rights of all the participants.
Mr. Witi,
yes, Your Honor,
those are quite
very serious,
serious
allegations have been made, which we are not ready to deny or confirm.
okay.
We confirm that a phone was taken from the respondent. Considering the nature of those allegations, and having heard what Mr. Langata said last, without the attempt to impugn bad motive on their part, because he's already talking about the integrity of the custody. As we speak now, we believe, and we have no reason to doubt, that the phone and any other exhibit in relation to this matter has been properly kept in safe custody in line with the dictates of chain of custody. We have quickly, as a preliminary issue, texted Mr. Jibril.
Okay.
He has responded that no one has it switched off and it's in the lab.
Okay.
I have no reason to doubt, just like I have no reason to doubt them, I have no reason to doubt Mr. Jibril, that the phone was switched off immediately it was taken from the respondent, and it is safely kept in custody in a lab. However, Your Honor, we would humbly advise our colleagues through the court that they make a report, because these are serious allegations, so that let me just finish. If you've done that, that's okay. That's a good way to deal with it. So that separate investigations can be undertaken on that. But Your Honor, just like I mentioned earlier that I'm a student of common sense and the law, it beats logic that a senior investigator in the level of Mr. Jibril would request for 80,000 using the same phone of the respondent. But because I don't want to impute bad motive on their part, even though it beats common sense that an investigator can ask you for 80,000 and ask no one else, ask the counsel for the same person. It beats.
There are a number of messages. There's 25,000 for another person. There are quite a number.
That's right. I'm saying that.
And also, counsel, we are not imputing improper motive.
Let me just finish. Let me finish.
We are saying a non-person, not Jibril. We know
Yes.
Jibril is a good man. He's an advocate of that.
Let me finish. What I'm saying, Your Honor, without doubting my colleagues and without doubting the IO, is that it would beat common sense for whoever it is to take, for such a public interest matter, the phone of a respondent in the level of the OCS and request his counsel, among many others, his counsel for 80,000. So we asked them to report, let us have investigations into that matter, so that the truth may come out. We could have a mention date, if there is need be to bring the investigating officer. I don't think we need the commissioners of IPOA to come and tell us that the investigating officers kept a phone, because operationally it is the investigating officers who are in custody of the mobile phone.
So I think it's a very serious allegation.
Yes.
Miss Christine.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, it is serious.
Yeah. Because already they have undertaken the first step of reporting, yeah? So what we can do,
Yes.
it's been a long night and a long day, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's take a mention date, yeah? And then we can summon the investigating officer, Mr. Jibril,
Right.
yeah? To shed light, because, you know, through, I understand he has communicated through a message.
Right. Yes.
Let's take a mention, and then also they should follow up on this, yeah? Because as a court we cannot investigate.
That is true.
We don't have that mandate, yeah? And the
Your
resources.
Honor, with
Yes.
your kind permission, now that you've called upon me, allow me to just say this. Number one, that I have been there for about 8 years, and at no point has any board member or commissioner have access to exhibits. Those are investigative processes, and it doesn't get to the board. And it is on that basis that I humbly ask also for good order and to enable me report back for the necessary reporting to come back to the court. It would be good for us to get the exact timing, the details of the timing of those messages. He has just given us the number, and Jibril confirms that that number is actually the OCS's number.
Okay.
But we need the timings of those messages, the different content, which maybe you can direct us, like we can do after the court session or now. And lastly, Your Honor, we are alive also to the fact of something called spoofing. I've actually experienced it in another court at some point. This is just sharing for the knowledge of the court and for the media, because it is a very serious allegation before the media. Spoofing is something equivalent to what we call cloning of human beings. So that when you want to issue your phone, I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm just giving you a possible scenario. Before you issue your phone for an investigative process, that spoofing happens. So concurrently, something is happening behind the scene to be seen as if your phone is still active elsewhere, yet it is controlled by a different gadget and even a different SIM card.
Okay.
So since we are alive to that, we take it very seriously, and especially because I've said at no point, in fact even for me as counsel at IPOA, at no point do I interact with the exhibits. And since we also have a clear chain of custody in terms of paperwork, we can trace from the day it was taken, where it went, we are informed it's in the lab, paperwork is there. So allow us that time, whichever way we direct, but for us we need the timings and the full details of those contents.
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting. Let's have a mention.
Yes.
And I'm sure in the intervening period,
Yeah.
you'll have reached out to Mr. Ombeta and his team, eh?
I don't have his contact. I will not know how to reach him.
What was I?
So Your Honor,
So what we can do, we can have a mention,
that
and
will be
let the IO
different.
come,
Yeah,
just for the purposes of, because it's a very serious,
it is.
it's a very serious and very weighty
Yes,
allegation,
it is. Yeah.
and you know, it's a very sensitive matter, yeah?
Yes.
That is before us, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
And we should equally take it with the seriousness that it deserves, yeah?
That is
So let's, because it has been raised and it has been reported, yeah? So let's have a mention where now the lead investigating officer, they said Mr. Jibril will come to court.
Yes.
Only for purposes of confirming, because
That-
he's the one in custody of the same phone, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can agree on a date?
So that, Your Honor, as we agree on the date,
Yes.
remember, Your Honor, the report now has not been made to them. They are the ones who are standing like suspects. So the matter has been reported to Langata Police
Langata,
Station.
yes.
So Mr. Jibril, ataenda andike statement. Sindio?
You know, I think
sorry,
that's what we should
Sorry,
guide.
Your Honor. Because of the seriousness of the allegation, give us summons for Mr. Jibril tomorrow or Friday. Let us deal with this, because I have been in the prosecution for now around 12 years, 12 and a half. This matter may not just be about this text. I will not say so much about it. Please summon Mr. Jibril to come tomorrow or Friday. Let him give us an explanation, even as the investigations continue.
I think that's Fair enough.
Yes.
So can we come back tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Friday.
Your Honor, just as a matter of record, so that it doesn't look like it is only counsel who has sent those messages.
Yes.
Let it be on record that also the family.
Yeah, it has been pointed out.
Yes, I just want to clarify for the sake of, so that it doesn't appear like it is only counsel who received it.
Okay, okay.
Let it also be on record.
So that you don't make names about it.
Yes, because it appears like he's looking, the way he's looking at it, look like a bad thing.
No. Council may not know. Mr. Ombeta knows me well. I'm very respectful. So he would have complained if he thought like you think. But we also urge any other person who may have been sent text messages should also report to Langata. We are just saying that we will give it the seriousness. That's why we are saying we come back tomorrow or Friday.
They have suggested Friday.
Yes, Friday is okay.
So Friday will be the 20th.
At 8 a.m.?
At 8 a.m. actually.
All right.
Okay.
At 8 a.m. So at noon. At noon?
2 is okay then. 2 is okay.
2?
Yes.
So we'll issue summons to Jibril.
Yes, summons to issue. Could we instead make it 11? I'm told that Jibril may be going to the mosque.
Yeah.
We can do 11.
11. Okay. 11.
You're my friend, we have no problem.
Yeah.
You know, Your Honor, they call him the frog lawyer. And while they call me Bail and Mr. Omari Bond.
I've not heard of that.
At least you have names.
So once again, I want to thank you for the propriety, the decorum that you've exhibited. And if there's anyone who has been offended by my ruling, it's just a ruling that I've made in my fidelity to the law. Yes. So thank you so much. I wish you a good evening.
Thank you, Your Honor.